Good morning, y'all. It is day 128, and I am leaving the community tent site here, named after the Catholic priest, Father Tom, here in Cheshire, Massachusetts. It's a very small little town, but very nice people. I had like 3 or 4 different people just walk up to me and ask me how it's going. And yeah, they're all very patriotic. I all have flags up in their yards and along the streets. Obviously, it's 4th of July weekend. Today is Sunday. And yeah, so I'm leaving town and have a pretty big climb today. It's about 6 or 7 miles uphill on this Mount Graylock, and then 6 or 7 down the other side, and then 2 or 3 more after that to the campsite. So yeah, it's gonna be about a 17-mile day, 16, 17 miles, something like that. But this is the tallest mountain in Massachusetts, so it's kind of a bear, and it's just kind of long. Not real steep, but just a slow, long uphill. So that's the plan today. I'm still hiking a little bit with Slow Chef. He actually is a chef in Newcastle, England, and he's quite a character. But he goes pretty slow, and I've caught him several times even getting off trail, and I don't know that I'll get off trail anymore, so this may be our last day. He usually does about 10 miles a day. So, but it is Sunday, and it is the 4th of July weekend, even though the 4th is tomorrow. But I want to take a little time and be retrospective of the week, and I guess I'll include tomorrow being 4th of July, but I am grateful for our country. It's a real blessing to be able to walk streets like this and, you know, see baseball fields and public schools and paved roads. There's a lot to be grateful for in this country. Got a lot of problems, but the work is never done. You know, we can always make it better. And grateful for the life of my mother-in-law. We got to go and celebrate her life and have a memorial service. She was quite a character, and a very funny and loving and kind woman. Very giving to the community. She was involved with a lot of projects. So grateful for her and her memory, and my wife for putting that all together. She did that whole thing with a lot of grace, and some help from her brother as well, and got to see them, and that was a real blessing as well. I'm grateful for the weather, although we've had a lot of rain lately. Hasn't been real cold, and hasn't been like, you know, crazy hot, like some places like 100 degrees. So I'm grateful for that. Health is good. My feet are still swollen. I think now I'm hitting a lot of roots in Massachusetts. I hear Vermont just as bad. Just a lot of exposed roots from these trees. And, you know, they're like 2 or 3 inches in diameter, and they're 2 inches apart, so you can't help but step on them, and it just kind of bends your foot. And after a while, that gets kind of old. You can imagine walking over small sticks for, you know, 10 or 15 miles. But otherwise, feeling pretty good. I haven't lost any more weight or anything. And yeah, my family's good otherwise. And I was grateful for getting to stay at that Blueberry Hill Farm. That was a real treat for me. I have grown blueberries and raspberries in my past, and it was real fun to get to see a larger, you know, farm doing that commercially. And that's about it. So we're gonna go tackle Mount Graylock and learn a little bit about that mountain. So let's get going. So this is the highest mountain in Massachusetts at 3,492 feet. This is Mount Graylock. It was the state's first reservation of land at 400 acres. Today, it's more than 12,500 acres, including about 12 miles of the Appalachian Trail. The Mohican Indians hunted here, but there's little evidence anyone ever lived on the mountain. Jeremiah Wilbur owned a 1,600-acre farm here with some orchards on the slopes in the late 1700s. And the 1800s brought more tourists to hike the summit because of the great views. But more importantly, several literary figures made pilgrimage here and described it in their writings. William Cullen Bryant wrote several poems about Graylock. Nathaniel Hawthorne came here in 1838 and wrote about the dark, sinister edge of the mountain. Henry David Thoreau visited here in 1844 and described a cold night he had endured camping and then seeing thick fog the following morning with no visibility. But it was Herman Melville who lived in a farmhouse about 20 miles away, and he could see the mountains well enough to enable him to describe the snow-covered Graylock as a white whale. And of course, this would become the central figure in his great novel, Moby Dick. And now you know the rest of the story. Hey y'all. Well, day 128 is coming to an end, and I'm in my tent. I'm here at Sherman's campsite, and beautiful day today. Really pleasant. It was in the 70s. There was no rain for the first time in 2 days. And yeah, I'm trying to get my tent to dry out. It's just still soaking wet from last night and yesterday. But it was a big day. The huge thing was I got over Greylock Mountain, which is the largest mountain, highest mountain in Massachusetts, and it's over 3,000 feet. And it was a climb. It was, I think, 7.5 miles basically uphill, and then it was about 6.5 on the descent, but it was just much steeper, really hard on the knees. But I also got trail magic twice by Bacon Wrap, the same guy I saw yesterday. So I saw him twice today, once yesterday, so that's 3 times I've had trail magic from that guy. And there was trail magic of another guy named Heath, who was giving it out on Greylock Mountain. So yeah, it's been surprising, but Massachusetts has given me trail magic almost every day. So who knew? But yeah, that was the big day, just getting over Graylock Mountain and all the trail magic, and just being a beautiful day. But still, I think it was 17 miles. I'll have to look again. But yeah, I'm happy where I am. And tomorrow I will go into Bennington and do laundry and get a room at the motel there. So that'll be exciting to get a get a bath and get out of all this nasty clothes from bug spray and rain and sweat and everything else. And that's it. Day 128 is coming into an end. So thanks for watching, and I will see y'all in the morning. Bye.